Welcome to RMS Sales Training and Inspiration. You guys know me. My name is Rich Norton, but I'm proud to say I'm excited. I'm thrilled to be here on this show again. And these shows, I got to tell you, I absolutely love doing them. I really do. And I thank you for all your encouragement. I thank you all for sending me the texts and emails. I got people that are like, when's you doing your next show? What's it going to be on? Who are you going to have a guest on the show? And lately, the last few shows have been all me. So I hope you don't mind just getting, I hope you're not getting too much of me, but I'm here for you. I want you to know that I love what I do. I am so grateful and so thankful for what I do. And I want to ask you on that note, what are you grateful for? I really want you to reflect on this. When you get up in the morning, how do you get up? Most people get up on the wrong side of the bed. And I want to find out what your habits are. What do you do when you get up in the morning? Do you put the snooze button on? Say, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Press that snooze button again. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I want you to change that. I'm going to encourage you to change that. And when that alarm goes off, I want you to change the name from alarm clock to opportunity clock. So if you have an opportunity clock, when that opportunity clock goes off, and I hope it's not going off at 9 o'clock in the morning, especially for you sales representatives, or 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm hoping and I'm encouraging you to have that go off at, like me. I'm nuts, I'm crazy. People say, man, that guy gets up at God awful times in the morning at 4 in the morning. Get up early, get in the habit, work your way through it. Some of you may say, well, I'm one of those late risers and I go to bed late. I know a lot of you are like that. You have to change that. If you really want success, especially in the sales world, you got to change that. And I know that takes time. If you're going to bed at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, it's hard to wake up in the morning and feel refreshed. So I'm going to encourage you and work your way through that. Change a half hour. Let's say you're going to bed at 1 in the morning, and I've been there before. I want you to change that to 12:30, and then 12, and then 11, then 10 o'clock. It's a gradual process. Your body's got to get used to that. Then all of a sudden, you might be as crazy as Rich Norton, and when 8 o'clock, 8:30 comes around, and you say, as I say to my wife, honey, I'm ready for bed. She goes, I know, I love you, and I go to bed, and I get up at 4 o'clock, and sometimes people say, when do you sleep, Rich Norton? I'll tell you what, I get plenty of sleep. I'm wired to get about 6.5 to 7 hours of sleep, but I sleep good. I have a highly productive day. I run and run and run. When it comes time to the end of the night, I put the TV on, and in about 2 minutes I'm snoring, and I'm ready to sleep throughout the whole night. So, opportunity clock. When that thing goes off, I don't want you to press snooze. I want you to rise up immediately and say, I'm ready to take on the day. And then right where you're at, I want you to start your day with an attitude of gratitude. In fact, some of you have heard me say this before. Put your slippers or your shoes right underneath the bed. And as you're bending down to get those shoes, you're already on your knees anyway. So what you're going to do while you're on your knees, thank the Lord for 5 wonderful things in your life. What a great way to start the day, because most people start off the day worrying. Is that you? I mean, do you start the day off thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I got to get this done, I got to get that done, and they're running frantic. I got to get the kids' school, got to do this, got to do that, going crazy, and the kids feel it, and there's so much stress running in your house. And everybody get up, everybody get. Does that's? I know some of you are laughing because that may sound familiar. Is that your household? But if you could start your day off and start it out with gratitude and say, I'm thankful for my spouse. I'm thankful for my children. I'm thankful for good health. I'm thankful for breath. Today is a new day. Like some of you that have heard, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Imagine starting your day off just like that, or saying, you know what today is? Today is a super fantastic, dynamite, exciting day, and I feel great. And you start your day off by doing that, and then throughout the day you become productive. And then when that day is over, as you're changing your whole lifestyle and your whole patterns of life, and you have good healthy habits, especially throughout the week, good, healthy habits at the end of the day rather than turning the news on and watching negative, garbage, stinking, thinking, so-and-so news. Get rid of that. Get your mind on something positive. Because I used to do that. I was watching Fox News and this news and that news and getting all ticked off at the whole world. And I said, you know what? I'm not accomplishing anything here. I'm not doing anything positive here. It's good to be up to date on the news and on the world's events and everything. All that's great. But don't let that take all your time. Don't be obsessed with that. Start doing some positive things. Put on some music before you go to bed, and then end your day off with something positive. However your day went. You know, sometimes we have bad days, sometimes we have good days. Hopefully we have more good than bad. But there's always something good, no matter what. So at the end of the day, look for those things that are good and be thankful for them, and then go to bed. And that's what I want you to do. So I'm encouraging you to change some of your habits, to get up earlier, to go to bed earlier, sleep good, think positive, act positive, be positive. Life is short, no question about it. Life is fragile. Enjoy every second while you're here. Do you guys realize that every second of your life is an amazing gift? Don't ever, ever, ever take that for granted. I'm passionate about that. Never take life for granted. I've seen so many people leave this earth, and I'm telling you, never, ever take life for granted. So take that. We're going to take a short break, and I'm going to be sharing with you today. Our show today is called Keeping It Simple. And I'm going to get into our presentation a little bit, and I'm going to show you how to keep it simple. So break out your notebooks, get ready. I'm excited to share. I'll be right back after these commercials. Hi, it's Rich Norton. I am a board member for the Haven Horse Ranch in St. Augustine, Florida. This is a wonderful ministry that specializes in equine therapy for special needs children. What an amazing ministry. If you'd like to support this ministry, go to havenhorseranch.org, havenhorseranch.org in St. Augustine, Florida, and you will bless somebody and you'll get blessed yourself. Appreciate you doing that. God bless.
Hey everybody, Johnny Van Zandt from Leonard Skinner here with the sign of Hands and Feet. We want you to go out and donate. We want you to go see them. God bless each and every one of you. Support, support, support.
Amen.
Amen. Hey everybody, Johnny Van Zandt here from Skinner. Hey, I want you to donate to the Hands and Feet, Westside. Westside's the best side. There you go. It's where I was born at. Anyway, hey, listen, they're feeding homeless vets, homeless people, helping people recover. They're a good organization. Don't forget, donate to the Hands and Feet Westside. God bless.
Hello everybody, I'm Amy Gandy from Hands and Feet Foundation. It is a non-profit organization, 501c3, that my husband and I started 4 years ago. What we do is we feed the least of these. We help the least of these in our community and everywhere else if they want to come. We have hot meals every day from 12:30 to 2. After we eat, we have a Bible study every day. We have clothes, food. Once a month we have free doctors, free psychiatrists, a free optometrist, dentists, and these are real licensed practitioners. And we have haircuts on Mondays. We help people get into rehab and detox from drug addiction, life on the street, where they need help. We have homeless shelters that we facilitate with, that if they want to get off the street, we help homeless veterans get off the street, because there's no reason they should be out. And how we do all this, we do it for free from donations, volunteers, and from people like y'all. We would like for you to look us up on Facebook, Hands and Feet Westside. We'd like for you to look at our website, handsandfeetfoundation.org. Our address is 7478 103rd Street, Jacksonville, Florida, 32210. The Bible says that when you have done unto the least of these, you have done unto me. Thank you.
Hey everybody, go to handsandfeetfoundation.org and support them. Don't forget, support, support, support. For the Son of Man who came to seek and save the lost. Luke 19:10.
Hi, it's Rich Norton here with Retriever Merchant Solutions. I'm here with my good friend Jason Woodward. We have amazing opportunities. Tell them all about it, Jason.
Not only do you get commission up front every single week and get paid on it, but we also make residual income. So let me explain to you what that is. My dad told me my whole life, no matter how successful I was in sales, until I made money while I was sleeping, I was not successful. Well, guess what? Residual income is making money while you're sleeping. So now I'm successful, and we want to help you be successful too.
We'll teach you, we'll train you. Give me a call, Rich Norton at 904-434-4635, or you can email, tell them the email address.
It's opportunity.rps@gmail.com. We want you.
We are back to RMS sales training and inspiration. So when I say sales training, I'm going to focus on that today. My background, many of you know, I sold encyclopedias door to door for almost 20 years. I interviewed, recruited, trained people, had hundreds and hundreds of representatives that we had come working with us, and we did that with a lot of success. So I know what it is all about going out there and greeting people and meeting people for the first time. I know all about rejection. I know all about missing presentations. I know all about failure. And I know all about all the stories of sales. But what I want to share with you is keeping it simple. Because a lot of times when we hear different information on products or different programs, and especially when we meet representatives on summits, for example, or on sales blitzes that we do, or different training seminars, we get some valuable information, but it also can be a hindrance at the same time, because what ends up happening, representatives start saying, wow, I like that, I'm going to add that into my presentation. I like that too, I'm going to add that. And before they know it, they have what we call information overload. Or representatives think that I have to know everything and explain everything about our program so the merchants can understand it. And then it sounds very complicated. At the end of your presentation, you're going to hear like, do you have a card? I have to think about this. Let me talk to my wife and I'll get back with you. I know that's ringing some bells with many of you right now. Well, I'm going to go back to keeping it simple. I'm going to share that with you today. This is very, very important. I am, in most cases, in and out of a business, many cases 25 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, most of the time. Now, I know sometimes you got bigger merchants you need to spend time with, but a typical merchant really wants to know, are you legit? Do you have integrity? Are you going to help me? And are you going to handle everything? And do you know what you're talking about? If you can convey that to a merchant and quit overselling and over-talking, you're going to have success. How did Rich Norton go out and write 600 in 1 year? Well, it wasn't because I had a 2-hour presentation, and it wasn't because I had the best presentation. It's because I used my time valuable. I used it wisely, understanding that the time is very valuable. Every second of my time is spent looking for merchants. So on that note, you walk into a business, you've given your opener, you got a nice rapport going with the merchant, you're getting the people to like you. Once they like you, they're going to listen to you and they're going to trust you. Now, many representatives get so caught up in, I got to get a statement, I got to get a statement, I got to get a statement. I couldn't write them because they didn't have a statement. I want you to get that out of your mind, and I want you to take a deep breath and relax. Whether they have a statement or they don't have a statement, you're going to write the merchant. You got that? It's all boiling down to the way that you explain it. So when you walk into a business, you should have a presentation book. And I have a big, thick book. I've got 4 books in my car. But the reality is, I probably show about 3 or 4 pages in this book, and that's it. So I've got all kinds of information here, but I don't go through every page and go through how big this company is and how the product is. Very, very simple. You know, start the presentation. Who are we? We're Retriever Merchant Solutions, part of WorldPay. #1 processor in the whole world. Did $726 billion in processing last year. That's how big. That's who I work for. I'm a representative for them. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Here's some of the companies that we do our processing for. We do CVS, Walgreens, Office Depot, Cracker Barrel, Wendy's. Any of those sound familiar? All kinds of billions of dollars of processing. Here's the good news, Mr. Merchant or Mrs. Merchant. I specialize in small to medium-sized businesses just like what you're doing. And what's exciting and what everybody loves is I'm able to put them on a very similar program or the same program that we do for the larger chains. That's exactly what we do. Now, maybe they have told you that we don't have a statement. Use that as an advantage. Now, Mr. Merchant, and use first names. Get to know these people. Some of you are being too polite. You're sir and you're madaming and ma'aming the people. All that's great. You want to be professional, but you want to be more on a personal level. You want them calling you Rich, and you want to get to know them also. You're almost making a friend, but you're not. That's a fine line there at the same time. You want to be professional, but you're almost making a friend. You've got a good rapport going with the merchant. And also when you walk into a merchant, compliment them. If they got a beautiful place, wow, what a great place here. How long have you guys been in business? We've been here 6 months. Wow, I mean, it looks like you've been settled in. This is wonderfully decorated. What are they going to say? Thank you. You're getting compliments and you're giving them compliments. You see something on their wall, and here they've got faith and love and hope. I walk into businesses that I say, man, that's so great to see that. I feel a nice peace in this place. I feel a good spirit. That's awesome. I go into some businesses and you just don't feel it. So whatever you're doing awesome. What are they going to say? Thank you. I got a nice rapport going with the merchants. I'm getting them to like me. But getting back to the statement, use that as an advantage. You know what, Tom? I walk into many businesses. I've been doing this for a while, and my job's easy. I've helped so many people, and I keep it real easy for everybody. But I walk into so many businesses that say, you know, people were here, and you know, the typical guy that comes in, what's he going to do? He's going to come in, he's going to look at your statement, and then he's going to try to knock a couple pennies off the statement. He may not be telling the truth. He might save you $5 or $10, and that he just wants to look at your statement to see if he can save you a couple bucks. Am I right? Does that sound familiar? Yes, it does. That's exactly right. Well, I just want to show you what we do. That's not how we operate. We're the #1 processor in the world. I do something entirely different. I'm going to show you one of our statements, and then if you like, you can show me one of yours. I really don't care. It doesn't matter one bit. I know who your merchant company, I know what they charge. Let's say they're with Central Payment, North American Bank Card, whoever they're with, First Data. I don't need to look at the statement. That's more for your benefit than it is mine. Now, if you want to bring it out and ask me questions about it, I'll gladly show you what the difference is between them and us. Do you see the attitude that I'm portraying to the merchant? And then what I'll do is I'll ask them, let's say it's an auto repair place. Now here's what you want to do. If you're not doing this already, in your book, you should have about 10 statements in there. And all the statements should be of different types of merchants that you're going to be dealing with. Now I know a lot of you are doing cash discount, which is great, but right now I'm talking about just a typical, traditional processing. You should have a statement for a merchant that has $5 average tickets, $15 average tickets, $20 average tickets, $50 average tickets, $100 average tickets, $150, $200. You should also have statements in there for businesses that do all moto. I'm talking about mail order, telephone order. So you can show an accurate statement and not misrepresent without knowing, because some of us are new and think that, okay, their average, you know, they did 10 grand a month, it's going to be 150, but their average ticket's $10. That's not going to be accurate. So you want to make sure you have accurate statements. But let's use, for an example, a merchant that has an auto repair place. All right, well, how much a month do you feel? I ask them, what do you feel you're doing a month on? I know it's no typical month, but what do you think you're doing on average in credit card and debit card processing? We're doing about, probably not a lot, you know, maybe 9, 10, maybe 11, maybe 12 grand a month. Okay, well, I have a lot of experience with who you're with right now. As a matter of fact, I have literally everyone I talk with that has that, I change them all. You know, and this is the reason why. My experience, you're probably paying about $300 a month, if not more. Am I correct? Now, they may not know. They may know. There's some that will say, yeah, I think we paid like $400 last month. Well, how do I know that? Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. So I'm building trust with the merchant right here. I'm getting them, and in their mind they're saying, yeah, this person knows what they're talking about. They really are here to help me. I'm going to show you a couple statements of merchants that we have. Okay, here we go. Here's an auto repair place right here. Shows all their deposits and everything, and money's in the bank the next morning, which everybody loves. I just helped out a merchant earlier. He was waiting 3 days for his money, and he said to me, Rich, I don't care what this costs. If you can get it the next day, I want it. And but I had to show him the savings too at the same time. But here they did 10 grand, right? Total program right here. They paid 154. You guys did 12 and paid 300, and see the difference right there? And in most cases, I got them thinking now. They're like, wow, that's a lot lower than what we're paying. And I'll show them another one. Here's another merchant, same type of business, did about 11 grand, paid 155. And what we do is we put people on a program. It's called Interchange Wholesale Cost Plus. We take the cost of the cards, and that's the legitimate cost of the cards. That's what the credit card companies charge, what the banks charge. We just add, and whatever you're adding to it, 0.20, 0.25, and you can be flexible there. You don't have to do everybody at 0.08 and 3 cents and make no money. You can go different levels. You know, if they're paying a lot of money, and they do show you a statement, let's say they're at 1% over cost and they got $80, $90, $100 in monthly fees, well, you're obviously going to save them some money. You can go to 0.40 and 8 cents or 9 cents. So whatever it may be, you've got flexibility. You may have a merchant, they do show you the statement, and they got a good program. 0.18 and 8 cents. Well, obviously you're not going to lower their rate by bringing them at 0.20 and 9 cents. You got to be smart there. You can go a little bit lower. The beauty part about Retriever Merchant Solutions is you have flexibility right there. So once you've established some savings with the merchant, you got that, you've got their interest. They're thinking, okay, we're saving some money right here. I may have shown 100, 150 a month already. The next stage that you want to find out is their equipment. Now, the equipment's going to be one of several things. They're either own their own equipment, they're either renting the equipment. If they're renting it, that's very rare, but it's going to be on the merchant statement. In many cases, they have what we call the free terminal. And they'll say, well, they provided the terminal for free. And at that point, you just say, shake your head up and down. Now, I showed you what you're paying, the difference right there. You and I both know nothing's free. Free is costing you about $100 and something extra per month. Would you agree? That's what I had one merchant that said, I can't afford my free terminal anymore. So you're pointing that out, or they're in a lease. Now, keep this in mind. Never quote a price on the equipment till you find out exactly where they're at in the equipment level. Lease, rental, own, free equipment, whatever it may be. If it's in a lease, where that's going to be on their bank statement. A lease is always going to be on their bank statement. So you want to find out exactly why, while you're there, who the lease is through. At this point, they're trusting you, they're believing in you. You want to find out exactly who that lease is through, and then you want to call. And I gave you numbers before. Most of the leases are done through Lease Finance Group, Northern Leasing, NBF Leasing. That's all one company. The other one is First Data Global Leasing. These are the most popular ones. There's one that Elevon uses called Ladco Leasing. There's called LeaseCom, Ascension Capital Leasing. I have all the numbers. And you can reach out to me, and I got them all in my phone. I got the numbers, the address, where to send the equipment to, where to send the payoffs to. Once you find out exactly, and when you call from that merchant, I always call myself. And what you need to have is the name, address, lease number, last 4 numbers of the Social Security of the person that signed it, phone number of the business, and then simple call. Hey, I'm calling to find out what our lease is. I think we're almost done. How much is it to get rid of it and send it back? Well, you owe $200 or $300. Once you've established that, now you know there's going to be a payoff in your presentation. That's going to be more pricing with your equipment. So you're going to have to increase for every $300 that they owe, $10 normally what you do it on the lease. So if you're going to do a typical lease at $39.95 for just regular equipment, now you're going to do it at $49.95. And at the end, when you're writing the merchant up, you're going to write that up on the new application setup form at the end. Pay off lease finance group. You're giving that instruction to your account manager. You've got the lease number, and you make sure that equipment goes back to that leasing company, however you do it, making sure that that merchant isn't charged anymore. So it might be a little bit complicated, but these are things that you need to have, and it's going to increase your opportunities to be able to write more merchants. So there is no objection, whatever it may be, whether it's free equipment, they own their own equipment, whatever it may be. And then you're going to sell the value of the equipment. I know many people do this with leasing. They'll say, well, the customer service is added into that, the equipment processing is added to it, the warranty is added to it. However you do it, you're selling the value of the lease, but you're making it seem important. So when you explain it, after you're done explaining the equipment, whichever you've done, and keep it simple, even when you're doing the point, you don't have to go through where the point was invented, when it was invented, why it was invented, how many millibytes, megabytes, gigabytes, and all. They don't care about that, okay, unless they're a real computer geek. Keep it simple. Explain it to them, whatever product you're explaining, and then when you explain it, you're selling the value of it. We do a 4-year warranty program, and it's a lease, so you get to write it off. It's 100% tax deductible, which everybody absolutely loves. So when you're explaining that, there's a big difference in it's a 4-year non-cancelable lease, and you don't do it that way. A 4-year equipment warranty program, 100% tax deductible, everybody absolutely loves it. Now I'm getting short on time, but once you do that, you've explained your equipment, you do a summary of everything from this day going forward. This is going to be your new program. Here's your equipment. Do a nice summary, take the assume approach, and then you go into the closing questions. To get started, at this point, everybody says to me, Rich, absolute no-brainer. I'd be a total fool to not take advantage of this great opportunity. Shaking your head up and down. What do I need to do to get started? And you guys know it from there. All I need is a check. You're going to write void. I'm going to fill everything out. Today is Monday. We'll have the equipment here by Wednesday. Office calls you, walks you through plugging it in, showing you how to use it, and then I assist you in getting rid of your current processor so you do not have to worry about anything. And there you go. Keep it simple, everybody. If you keep it simple, you're going to have plenty more opportunities, more presentations. The more presentations that you make, the more people that you're going to write. That's how you write 2, 3, 4 in a day. You don't write 2, 3, 4 in a day by having 2.5-hour presentations. Keep it simple, right to the point, go out and make it happen. I know that's going to help you. Use that, fit it with your awesome personality, go out and have success. And remember, today's God's gift to you. Whatever you do with this day is your gift back to God. I wish you great success. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on our next show for RMS Sales Training and Inspiration. Have a great night.